Okay, so we're going to work inside the garage today. It's a bit cold out there, and I'm doing some soldering work. I'm going to remake the air conditioning or AC compressor turn-on slash system pressure switch harness here. This is my original one from my 82 F150, and it's a little stiff, and I'm going to redo it. So I have some decent electrical tape that will work for this. And I got some heat shrink tubing and some stuff that I just picked up from Baxter's. I have bought a couple connectors. One is going to be separate from this. This will be for my alternator harness, but I have a brand new pigtail for my new alternator. I have it's a three plug thingamajigger, so we're going to make a new harness for that. When we get to that stage, it should just be a straight, swap on that. But we need to take care of this because our AC compressor is now on the passenger side rather than the driver's side, so we don't need the 15 miles of wire here. And this other wire here, dangling, the longest one, I believe that's some type of throttle advance switch. I'm not going to be able to use. Do I want to keep it? Not necessarily. So we're going to find out where it's tied into, and I'm going to clip it out of there. The way we're going to do this is when the air conditioning is set up, we're going to bump the idle up on the engine a tiny bit. So it's going to run a little bit faster than it does now, which is not what I want to do, but it's the easiest to fix. But anyways, I want to give you a shot of this. This is all the stuff that I have right now sitting in my garage that needs to be installed. I got this 38-gallon fuel tank. Yeah. New headlights. I actually have a HID kit for this, a 5K real white, super bright kit that's going to go into here, and we're going to have some awesome lighting. Alternator is for like a 94 to 08 style alternator. I bought it for a 97 F250 with a 7.3. 3-pin. One of them does the same thing as the alternator that's on the engine now, and that's a GM1 wire. One goes directly to battery power, and the other one goes to a key on, and then the other I think is for a battery light, which I'm not going to use. So I will double check the wiring on that, and we'll get that wired up properly when we get to mounting this, which will be in a couple weeks. 3-to-1 ring and pinion. I have a master bearing kit for the differential. I got 2 bearings we'll not need to have to replace because I just put a track lock in it, so it's got new bearings on that. But we'll put new bearings on this, which will just be on this end. This other one just slides on. And there's a gasket kit and AC compressor, and I just bought all the miscellaneous fittings just in case we need them. And just so you know, this AC compressor is for like a 2003 Super Duty. So you see that plug there, okay, and then you're like, all right, so this is the plug for the 82, and it will clip in there. But I don't want to put this old greasy crap in there. And look at that, it's just gross. So I got a piece of wood I saw it somewhere. I'm gonna lay it out on the carpet over here, and we're going to I'm going to unravel this. So this is our old harness. This plugs into your pressure switch. It feels pretty brittle, so be careful with that. Yeah, the insulation's already cracked on it. I might see if I can just pop these connectors out and just solder and put new ends on it. But for right now, let's unravel this. By the way, the alternator pigtail thing I bought is the wrong style, so I'm going to have to go back and return that one. So it looks like these are all melted together a little bit. So what I want is to I'm gonna go measure this in the truck, find out where I want it. Because I know this will plug in here, and this would reach all the way to the other side of the engine, so. And then this guy here, I want him. He's gonna be like over here. Oh yeah, look at the ends all like blur. So I just went and did a quick measure. This is about where I want to give me a little bit of slack for movement. Now I have a new pigtail, or not a new one, but a good used one. So it looks like the one with the stripe is your this guy here. So we look at the two connectors. See, this one's got a seal and everything on it. They're the same, just slightly updated. This one here. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut them off at about here. Soldering iron's ready to go. And then this guy here, he's gonna be yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna pull these out and resolder them. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and where it's cut, like right there, I'm gonna pop those off. But before I do that, I want to get my lengths all good to go. So we were kind of like thinking about something like this. These two would be like that. So let me get my, this is my primary one. If I get this open. Garbage pile kind of. Yeah, this is a lot nicer now. So I'll get this guy here. So this one we can mimic later and make it exactly how it is there. So this one here, I want it to be like this, and then we're going to go ahead and make it just a tiny bit longer. And then, yeah, we're just going to, it's now about the same length. I'm going to go ahead and trim it off there. So there's our main one there for the switch. And the way that switches, you're getting power from this here, and when that clicks on, it goes through your switch, and when the switch is like, alright, it sends your current through there and activates your clutch. And then this other guy here is just your ground coming off your blower motor thing, and that goes to the other side, completes your circuit. And then this here is your power. This would go to, like if you had the gas engine and a carburetor, this would send power to a little solenoid that would bump the throttle up a little bit, and we could rig one of those up, but I don't know how to engineer something like that at this current moment. So for right now we're going to just make do with our little gimpy modifications. So now we need to, what I'm going to do is this one here, I'm not going to have a connector on it. I'm going to mimic this one the full length that it is. So, and then I'm going to go plus some on it too. So, I'm going to go something like this. The reason for that is I want to have extra slack so I can tie that up into my thing there. So this is that wire. And then we need to make this wire, which will be super, super easy. There we go. What about there? Alright, it took me a try. I actually ended up trimming off a couple of wires and then making that a little bit skinnier because my heat shrink tubing wouldn't fit over the last. Yeah, that was a mess. And then I'm using this thinner stuff, which takes less heat to melt, so it's not sucking all the heat away. And that is a little bit nicer. That's a little bit more my quality, not, you know, this giant. Yeah, I couldn't. So this one is good to go. Pricklers hanging out. Just flatten those down. A little bit more heat shrink tubing than I needed to use, but so this is how my new wiring harness is starting to look. This, keeping the ends together, not too bad. And then you got this here is your power input. This is your ground. It's going to go to this guy that will plug into the blower motor resistor. And then this wire here is this new guy here. So what we'll do from here is just probably cut them off about here, and they're both into one pin, so it doesn't matter which one goes where. So from there, this is just simple as can be. So this will come out. I think it'll all go into one loom, but then the connector will stick out. I'll figure something out, but it looks a lot nicer. It's gonna look great. Hey, and you're back. I'm just finishing up a couple of things here. I'm getting my convoluted stuff here getting on here. I'm going to go ahead and heat shrink this. I actually didn't get my heat shrink tubing on this end as much, but whatever. So now I just need to attach this wire here. So yeah. Well, there we go. These two will plug in down at the bottom by the fan. This goes to our pressure switch. This goes to our new AC compressor, and then this will be our secondary fan turn on. So there we go. Yeah, see, I didn't quite get that heat shrink on there. I missed it by a mile, but whatever. I'll go clip all this in, and then I'm gonna tuck it all into the truck so it's no longer going to be in the box. And then there's our remnants of the old one. Little bits and pieces scattered. It's all going in the garbage. And I didn't use a whole lot of heat shrink tubing. I just cut up little pieces, you know. That's all you need. So I got all the wiring just how it needs to be. It's all plugged in perfectly down here at the bottom under the two connections. Nothing stressed. Pressure switch, compressor goes there, and then an excess of this power wire for our secondary fan. So I'm just going to tuck all this down here for now, since I'm not using it. I'll use it for a couple of weeks. So that's how that's going to work. We're all set now. Yeah, AC should work just fine now. Once we get we should have a good power source to our clutch. Yeah, so the only thing that I would be worried about is this connection here, but this one's actually fairly clean. And then this one here, being as old as it is, it's clean too. All the connections down there have been pulled together, and all the dirt and stuff's been cleared out of there, so they're good. Now it's just a matter of getting everything you know, together and installed, and then we can, when I get my new evaporator core here, probably next week. So we'll install that, and then what we'll do is we'll actually swing this guy over, and we'll tighten him down into that. And I do get new O-rings with this, so we'll make sure we put O-rings on it. And then I have a pressure switch for this, but I'm gonna go buy a new one. Yeah, and then we'll put that on there and have a brand new one. We'll get this plugged in, and it'll just be a matter of getting that bracket for over here, which I will order when I get paid again. I mean, I could get it now, but I want to wait. Another thing I'm gonna order this from LMC Truck. They have the line that goes from here to, well, what used to be here. So this hard line here, it'll go from there to here, and then this contraption here is going to go away, and with the new brackets kit that's going here, I'll be able to use the Ford, I'm going to get a Motocraft one. Let's see if I can get one from the dealer. That would be pretty cool. Well, it just says Motocraft on it. I'll put that here, and it'll just boop, put that on, and I'm going to have an exhaust shop make a little coupler there that's flared, because I'm using exhaust coupler right now, and I want to make that a flared unit, a flared bit. So yeah, because it's a I think it's 1 3/4 to 2 inch. Actually no, I think down at the bottom it's 1 3/4, and then that's a 2 inch. So I'm gonna measure all that before I order my kit. So this will definitely be gone. We'll have to do something about the air cleaner. That's another thing. But anyways, that'll be another day. And then we'll get this thing mounted properly, because that's supposed to be over here, and that guy is supposed to be attached there. Yeah. And this doesn't have the this is the same old fitting as before, so I don't know if I need to get a conversion kit. I'll let the AC shop that I'm going to go to deal with that and get me hooked up. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to bed. Actually, I'm not going to bed. I'm doing stuff.